Hello everyone and welcome back to the Armenian News Network, the latest about Armenians and Armenian news all over the world in English. He was as strong as a nail, as silent as a mouse, and everyone respected him. This is what former Las Vegas Mayor Oscar Goodman said about American Armenian businessman Kirk Kerkorian. He was happy to go to work on foot, to watch a movie like everyone else in the cinema. This was revealed by William Rempel in his book, The Gambler. As you understood today, we will reveal an American businessman, investor, and philanthropist, Kirk Kerkorian, who is of Armenian origin. First a news agent, then a boxer, then a pilot. Life threw him on the battlefield of World War II. Each flight of the Air Force pilot brought $1,000, and so 50 flights later, he had a business idea after World War II, and also earned some money. He started the first flights to bring gamblers from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. As it grew, he took the company public one day and became a wealthy man after. Kirk then started selling planes and opened 4 small airlines himself. He earned $37 million in 5 years. He later built a hotel on the Las Vegas Strip, made it home to Elvis, introduced Barbra Streisand, Ike, and Tina Turner to Vegas through his hotel, and then sold it to the Hilton Group for $140 million the following year. Then the casino businesses started. He is famous within the investment banking industry for forcing casino mogul Steve Wynn out of his own company in the 2000s, making an offer that Wynn's board accepted, but also exiled him as terms of accepting Kerkorian's offer. Almost half of the casinos and hotels in Las Vegas at one point were his. The list of his business accolades is expansive, and some juicy stories deserve their own video. He is well known for his artistry and hostile takeovers of businesses. In the 90s, he had started taking more and more shares from the auto company Chrysler. After a lot of interactions with legendary businessman Lee Iacocca and continued stock purchases, his stance from passive investor turned into a hostile bid that ultimately failed after a long and bitter fight. He also attempted to take over General Motors and then pushed for a merger with Japanese automaker Nissan and Renault of France. It was said that he never really cared for movies, yet he bought and sold MGM Studios 3 separate times, tried to buy Columbia Pictures, and purchased United Artists. And so the success continued. By 2011, Kerkorian was one of those hardest hit by the stock market recession, and his net worth tumbled to $3.2 billion, down from the $16 billion he was known to have been worth before. A few $1 billion is still good for something though, as in 2013 he was listed as the 412th richest person in the world with a net worth of $3.9 billion. Despite his massive wealth, it was known that he wasn't a big spender. He was said to drive a Ford Taurus or a Jeep Grand Cherokee. He didn't have a personal office in the opulent Bellagio executive offices, where he would park his cars himself and often wait in line at his own casino restaurants with everyone else and avoid charging the meals to the company. He did have a reputation as an extravagant tipper though. However, the same didn't get passed down from generation to generations, as his grandson was said to have almost had $500,000 spent on his Beverly Hills bar mitzvah, featuring Iggy Azalea and Nick Jonas. The billionaire was a zealous philanthropist. He did charity work, especially in the field of education. His Armenian origin obliged him to support Armenia, and he helped tremendously to his homeland. Kerkorian is thought to have donated over $1 billion to Armenia over the past 22 years through his Lindsay Foundation, which was established in 1989 to focus on rebuilding northern Armenia, which was devastated by the 1988 earthquake. As a result of his powerful charitable activities, many museums, theaters, and galleries were restored and modernized in Armenia. Kerkorian's Lindsay Foundation was named after his 2 daughters, Linda and Tracy. However, as a result of conflicts with the Armenian political elite, corruption in the country, waste of funds through the Lindsay Fund, or rather, theft, Kerkorian stopped his charitable activities in Armenia. The final blow might have been in 2011, when there was an absence of Armenian government leadership at his funeral, because soon thereafter, the Lindsay organization dissolved. Despite all this, 2 years after his death, on the occasion of Kerkorian's centenary, the Republic of Armenia issued a postage stamp dedicated to Kerkorian. A statue of the successful American Armenian businessman, investor, and philanthropist Kirk Kerkorian was unveiled on Abovyan Street in Gyurmy, Armenia's second largest city. The authorities of Gyurmy municipality discussing the issues of naming the street Kirk Kerkorian Street. The statue was unveiled by the mayor, Samvel Basanyan from Gyurmy, the American businessman Grigor Bedrian behind the initiative. In his speech, the mayor praised Kerkorian for the charitable investments made in Gyurmy, which were made through the Lindsay Foundation. According to some information, Kerkorian inquired how much money could be used to buy Armenian lands from the Turks. Kerkorian was a secret man. He almost never gave interviews. He rarely appeared in public. Kerkorian rarely participates in the meeting of the Council of Elders. He never speaks in speeches. He is shy, but he is very critical. Those who know him describe him not as a hermit, but as a normal, compassionate guy. Kerkorian had been married 3 times. From 1942 to 1952, he was married to Hilda Schmidt. From 1954 to 1984, he was married to former dancer Jean Marie Hardy. From that marriage, Kerkorian has one daughter, Tracy, and adopted the other, Linda. In 1999, he married tennis player Linda Bonder, and a few months later, he divorced. He ended up paying $100,000 a month in child support to Bonder, despite being married just 1 month and the daughter already being 12 years old, not being his. Reportedly, he paid $10 million in back support as well to his 1-month wife, who was 50 years younger. One Monday night in Los Angeles, Kerkorian was reported to have died, but there had been no cause of death ever given. Mr. Kerkorian was a quiet but powerful force behind the transformation of the Las Vegas Strip into one of the most popular tourist destinations. MGM Resorts said in a statement, he was 98 years old, making him the world's second oldest billionaire. Only David Rockefeller, who turned 100, was older. There are many more stories about Kirk and other well-known Armenian businessmen. Who would you like to see next? Please let us know in the comments, and please don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see us continue making videos. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.